Imagine for a moment a world without the lines we've drawn, a world before the concepts of yours and mine were carved into the earth. Before the first flag was ever raised in conquest, before the first border was ever defended with blood. What did that world look like? What did it feel like? The oldest stories, the ones whispered in the quiet corners of our collective memory, speak of such a time. They speak of a civilization of light, a continent that has since vanished beneath the waves of time and ocean. We call it by many names, Atlantis, Lemuria, Mu, but the essence is always the same. It was a world that operated on a completely different frequency. This was a civilization ruled not by kings and generals, not by the ambition for more land or more gold, but by a profound, unshakable principle: balance. The balance between the self and the collective, between humanity and nature, between the physical world and the unseen realms. They understood that the entire cosmos was a single breathing entity, and they were but a single conscious part of it. To harm any part of it was to harm themselves. Their cities weren't cold monuments of stone and steel, built in defiance of the landscape. They were living structures, grown in harmony with it. Imagine crystalline towers that hummed with a gentle energy, catching the sunlight and refracting it into rainbows that danced across plazas. Buildings that spiraled like seashells following the golden ratio, designed to amplify the natural energies of the earth. Rivers weren't diverted. They were invited to flow through the heart of their communities, their banks lined with gardens that produced food, medicine, and breathtaking beauty all at once. And here's the most incredible part. In this world, science and spirit were not opposing forces. They were two sides of the same sacred coin. Their technology wasn't based on extraction and combustion, but on resonance and vibration. They mastered the secrets of sound, using specific frequencies to levitate massive stones, to heal the body from cellular damage, and to communicate across vast distances without a single wire. Think of it as a kind of acoustic physics, a technology of harmony. Their scientists were also priests. Their astronomers were also mystics. As they mapped the stars, they weren't just charting celestial bodies. They were reading the great cosmic story, understanding their place within the universal dance. They looked into the atom and saw not just particles but a mirror of the infinite cosmos. They understood that consciousness wasn't just a byproduct of the brain, but the fundamental fabric of reality itself. They didn't seek to dominate nature. They sought to learn from it. Their power source was the planet itself, the subtle yet immense geothermal and electromagnetic currents of the earth. They created energy that was clean, abundant, and free, because they saw the planet not as a resource to be exploited, but as a living, breathing partner. So what happened to them? The stories say their end came when that sacred balance was finally broken. A faction emerged, one that began to see their immense knowledge not as a sacred trust but as a tool for power. They began to tamper with the fundamental forces they had once revered, and in their hubris they unleashed a cataclysm that sank their world. But maybe, just maybe, it wasn't all lost. Maybe the memory of that balanced world is encoded in our DNA. A quiet song waiting to be heard again. A reminder that the path forward isn't about choosing between technology and nature, between logic and intuition, between the head and the heart. It's about remembering how to walk with both hand in hand just as they once did, in that lost civilization of light.